this video, we're going to learn how to graph on Math Excel using different palettes. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a look at how to do this. And first thing you can do is you're going to go to Show Work, and you want to go ahead and expand that out. And of course, you want to click the palette again. Now, in the past, we clicked Add Graph, but we're not going to do that this time. We're going to go to Add Figure. And now here, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and expand this out. You can do that by just clicking the edge. Put your mouse pointer on the edge of the thing, and then stretch it across. And then you can stretch it across to the other side as well. And then you can stretch the box too. And we can stretch it to the other side. Now let's say we want to graph y equals sine. So we're going to draw our lines, x-axis. We're going to draw a real long x-axis. And there's our y. And straighten that out a little bit. And so I clicked the line for this, of course, the straight lines. Now for the curves, we'll go ahead and do cosine first. Now for cosine, the curves, you click it. First you click the curve, and then you click it on the palette, and then you go across and you drag it. And you see how it comes out, down, and around like that. You get a curve. Now what we want to do is we want to get the rest of the curve to come down and around and then back up. So we're going to, once we get our curve the way we want it, we're going to click it and click copy. And then click it again and click paste. And then what you do, you see these little boxes on the edges? We're going to go to the edge box, and we're going to come across like that, and then down. And you see we've gotten our curve to come down and around, and so we want it to come back up this way. So we're going to click copy and then paste again. And now we want this curve to come down and back up. So we're going to click this box here and bring it across like that. And now we want our box to come up and over. So we're going to click copy again and then paste. And we want to go up, so we're going to click it up this way, but we don't want to go like that. We want to go the other way, so we're going to click this edge here and bring it across. And then we have our one cycle. Now if you want to go more than that, then you could copy it and continue on, but we're not going to do that. Now at this point, see this one here is a little bit higher than the other one. So if you want to edit it, you can go to the arrow here and then click that, and you see there it is. And so we're going to bring this down a little bit. Maybe we want to bring this one up a little bit. And so that's good right there. And so now we're going to put in our increments. So we're going to put in ones for our amplitude, and then we're going to put 1 in for our pi over 2, 1 for our pi, 1 for our 3 pi over 2, and 1 for our 2 pi. And now to label it, we're going to click this A here. And then we can put our numbers in here, like 1. And then our center line here, we want to mark that 0, because if it moves up or down, then we want to make sure that we change that. And then -1. So if our amplitude is 2, then this would be 2 and -2, and so on. And so if you shift it like up 3, then this would be 3, and that would be 4 and 2, and so on. So, and then for pi, just type in letters pi and then /2, like that. pi, and then 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. Okay, and I'm going to label this. You don't have to label this, but I'm going to go ahead and label this. Y equals cosine x. And then when we've got it the way we want it, then we click OK. Alright, now when you're most of these graphs, you're going to just put 1 on per problem. But because I'm going to show you other graphs, we're going to just go ahead and do this again. So I'm going to just hit return and then add figure again. And I'm going to stretch this out. And sometimes it's easier to do the right side, so just bring that over like that. Now if you don't want this here, you can just go to view and show editor and click that and it's gone. Alright, and if you want it back, you can just go to view and click editor and there it's back again. But we're going to go ahead and get rid of that for right now. And we're going to stretch that screen out again, and now we're going to draw our axis again. This time we're going to draw, we drew cosine last time, so we're going to do sine this time. Alright, now for sine, now we're going to click our curve. Now for sine, we're going to start where we did before, and here's our curve. But we don't want to start sine at 1, we want to start sine at 0. So what we can do here is we can just click it down like that, bring it, stretch it up, and so we can bring this around, and there we go. So we want, so sometimes you may have to kind of flip this around so you get it the way you want it. So before, since, I mean this is the way it was before, since this was the where we wanted to start at 0, and since this is at 0, you could have just flipped that around. And then you can stretch it and condense it, stretch it and condense it the other way, and so on. Flip it around. Okay, and then once you get the first one, the others are easy, because then you just copy and paste around. So we're going to copy and then paste, and so now we want this to continue down and around. So we're going to click this left box here and then just flip it over. Now we want this to come down and around, so we're going to copy again and paste, and then we're going to flip it because we want this to come down. But we don't want it like this, we want it over here. So we're going to click this box here and bring it around. Alright, and we want to come up, so we're going to hit copy, and we want this to come up. So we're going to click this box here. And the way you look at it is, see this point here? That's the common point. So I want that, so I'm going to bring this, oops, I must not have pasted it. And then come around like that. And there's our sine curve. And so now we're going to put in our little dash marks for our amplitude and for our pi over 2 and pi and 3 pi over 2, and then we don't need a dash mark for 2 pi, we just put 2 pi. Okay, now we go to A, and we're going to put in our amplitude, which is going to be 1 and 0. We'll put that on there, and negative 1, and then here we're going to put here pi over 2 and pi and 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. Okay. And when we've got it the way we want it, we click OK. Alright, now let's take a look. Actually, now if you want to go back and edit it, you can just go back to here and click it. And there it is. And then just expand it again. Click that. And go to View. We're going to click Show Editor, click it away. And so I want to go ahead and put in that y equals the sine. So I put up here, click it up at the top, and put y equals sine x, and click OK. Alright, so now I want to go to the next graph, so we're going to hit Return, go to Add Figure, and now we're going to graph tangent. And click that, there we go. And we're going to make that box bigger also. Now tangent, you don't normally need so much space, but tangent, we haven't graphed tangent yet, but we will soon. And sometimes it's easier to go ahead and draw the curve first before you actually draw the x and y axes. But actually, we'll just go ahead. We can actually do that, and I'll show you what we can do here. Okay, now tangent looks very much like y equals x cubed. Okay, here's our curve, and so we're going to click that, and there's tangent. Well, we can go ahead and stretch this box down and over, and stretch this box over like this, and bring that down here. Okay, now I want to come up. So I just click that, copy, and then click it again, paste, and then click it up and over, and there we go, we have tangent. And so now we need our asymptotes. So we're going to click the line, and we're going to click one line, and now I want to make a dashed line. So I come over here where the editor is. If you don't have it, you can just click View and then click Show Editor. And we want to see where this says line here, line style. We're going to click that drop down menu and go to dashed. And there it is, we have a dashed line. And let's say I want to change the color on it. So we're going to make that a red dashed line. Now let's say I want to make that line thicker. I can come over here into this slide bar here and keep sliding it to the right. See, I can keep going like that. See how thick that is? Well, it's too thick, so I'm going to back off a little bit. And back off a little more. And right there, now I have it where I want it. Now what I can do is I want to draw another asymptote on the other side, so I don't have to redo it. I can just click copy and then paste again, and then just bring that asymptote to the other side. And I don't want quite that far. That looks good. Now maybe I want to bring this one over here a little bit closer, so I'm going to see this arrow here, that's for editing. You click that arrow and then click the line, and there you go. Now we can move it a little bit closer. Okay, and let's say I want to go back and make this tangent curve, let's say blue. Alright, so I want to make that a blue color, and the other one blue color also. And see, there we go. Now we want our dash marks for our height for tangent. Okay, and then we're going to mark it. And so here we have 1 and 0 and -1, and my asymptotes are negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2. Alright, so we haven't done anything with tangent yet, but we will, so don't worry if you don't understand it. We will be getting to those soon. Alright, and I want to go back and edit this first one here. I don't like that making it so close, so I have to click that arrow again, back here, there. Okay, and I can move it over, and now I've got it where I want it. And so now I can go ahead and click OK. Alright, and so here's my tangent. Oh, wait a minute, I want to put y equals tangent. So I can double click it and stretch that out again. And I'll put my y equals tangent over here off to the side. Y equals tangent x. And click OK. Alright, now let's take a look. Now let's say that we want to graph secant. Well, we haven't done secant yet, but we're going to be learning them pretty soon. So what we can do here, and you can go between one assignment and another, and you can copy the graph. So we double click it again and widen it out so we've got a full view here. And then we can go ahead and we can start from the curve and drag across. And so we click it and drag across, and notice there's boxes, 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 boxes. Alright, so we're going to copy that and click OK. Now I tried to do a whole thing like that. I couldn't get it to do it. So if you can, let me know. I'd be interested to see how you did that. Okay, so I'm going to go to Add Figure and widen it out again. Alright, and then we're going to paste the figure. Click it, paste. There it is. Well, we need our line. Let's say now, okay, so now we just draw our y-axis again. This is good enough. So actually, let's say we don't, we want that, but now for secant is the opposite, is the reciprocal identity of, it's the inverse identity of cosine. So it helps to draw your cosine curve first. And then what we can do is click the edit, and then click cosine, hit copy, and then paste, and then flip it. And there we go. And we're going to make this blue. Now actually blue looks a little too dark. I'm going to use red. Yeah, red's better. Okay, so now I have an asymptote that goes through here, through where cosine is 0. And so we are going to draw our asymptote where cosine hits 0. And bring this over a little bit. And then now we're going to hit the edit button again, and then this box here. Copy, and then paste, and then we see that our secant curve is coming into place, and we copy and paste again, and it comes across like that. And we're going to make that blue or red also. The other one we're going to make red. Okay, and now I want to this line here, I want to make that a dashed line. So we're going to make that a dashed line, and let's say I want to make that line a bright green. I'm going to make that a little bit thicker. There we go. And then we're going to copy and paste it. And then we're going to bring that over to where 3 pi over 2 is. Cosine hits 0. And now we're going to do the other curve. So we're going to click this curve here, hit copy, and then paste, and then there we go. And so I'm doing these now because they probably won't. This probably won't make a whole lot of sense to you right now because we haven't graphed secant yet, but we will. And so you can always go back to this graph and refer back to it. This video. Okay, and so we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put our increments in here for our amplitude, and then A. I mean we hit A for our different amplitudes, and there we go. And I'll put up here Y equals secant, and we have our graph. Okay, so we have basically, everything that you need to know about doing these curves is what I've gone over here. And so if there's anything else that you need for me to put on video, let me know, and I'll be happy to go ahead and do that. Okay, well that concludes this presentation on graphing our trig graphs on Math Excel.